Hari Om and warm greetings to all art lovers. We at Shivanjali's Temple of Fine Arts are happy to present Art Just for the Love of It series. I am Bhaskar Sridhar, faculty at Shivanjali's Temple of Fine Arts, teaching Bharatanatyam and contemporary dance. We start today's video with my humble namaskarams to our Guru and founder, His Holiness Swami Shantanand Saraswati. My namaskarams to all my teachers. I would like to specially thank Shri Umesh Shetty for his valuable insights and knowledge about breath in dance. The topic taken for study today is Nritya Samuchvas, breathing while dancing. Samuchvas means to breathe well, to breathe again or regularly, to recover, to revive, to spring or sprout up. Nritya, in short, means dancing with expression. The following session will discuss the different ways one can breathe to enhance one's connection to body, mind, and emotions in dance. We start with why do we breathe? We breathe as it is our primary nature from the moment we are born in this world. Every part of our body needs oxygen to survive. Everyday functions of the body, like digesting food, moving muscles, or even just thinking, need oxygen. When these processes happen, carbon dioxide is produced as a waste product. The job of the lungs in this body is to provide these processes with oxygen and to get rid of the waste gas, carbon dioxide. Our brain constantly gets signals from the body which detects the amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the blood. How does one breathe? Signals from the respiratory center in our brain travel down nerves to your diaphragm and other muscles. The diaphragm is pulled flat, pushing out the lower rib cage and abdomen. At the same time, the muscles between your ribs pull your rib cage up and out. This expands the chest and draws air into the lungs. Air is pulled into your nose or mouth and into your windpipe. This divides into airways, supplying the left and right lungs. The air passes down the airways, which divide another 15 to 20 times, and finally into thousands of smaller airways until the air reaches the air sacs. At rest, breathing out is mostly a passive process. Types of breathing. There are 3 types of breathing that the medical community speaks about. They are clavicular or shallow breathing, thoracic breathing, and abdominal breathing. Clavicular breathing or shallow breathing. In this type of breathing, the breath is shallow, in which the abdomen is completely controlled and breathing is performed by forcing the air into the uppermost region of the lungs. Thoracic breathing. Breathing takes place by expanding and contracting the chest only, while the abdomen is kept under control. The middle lobes of the lungs are fully activated through this breathing. Abdominal breathing. Deep abdominal breathing brings air to the lowest and largest part of the lungs. Breathing is slow and deep such that the diaphragm is used properly. There is one more type of breathing which uses all the above 3 types of breathing. It is called yogic breathing. Yogic breathing. A full yogic breath combines all 3, beginning with the abdomen and continuing the inhalation through the thoracic and clavicular area. The abdomen should expand outward on inhalation and contract on exhalation. Breathing should be deep slow, and rhythmic. According to yoga, the breath is that most important element that connects the body, mind, and spirit. What is dance? Dance is a performing art form consisting of purposefully selected sequences of human movement. This movement has aesthetic and symbolic value and is acknowledged as dance by performers and observers within a particular culture. Breathing while dancing. Dance involves a series of movements, and the body depends on breath to make movements energetic, sharp, smooth, curvy, or flowy. Breath is also central in conveying emotions. When a dancer is emoting anger, there is inhalation and exhalation at a faster pace. The breath changes when fear is conveyed. Dance students are always so consumed with movement that very often they completely forget to take deep breaths when they are dancing. It is common for dance students to become red in the face, short of breath, and easily fatigued, all symptoms caused by lack of good oxygen intake. Students often don't know that breathing is a key element in dancing. Also, their focus is only on the movement than breath, which causes the body to become stiff and rigid at some times. But this cannot be the case if dance has to reach a certain level of expertise or artistry. Experienced and skilled artists know how to use breath to enhance emotions and use breath to articulate their movements. This is where sadhana comes to play. Disciplined and dedicated practice with a positive attitude in improving a skill is called sadhana. Sadhana and practice are not the same. Practice is mere repetition, while sadhana is much more. When a dancer performs, they need to be able to breathe efficiently and look elegant while doing so. Dancers need to be able to control their use of arms from the upper chest and back. Dancers lift from their rib cages and really need to focus their breathing into the lower chest, which will enable them to breathe deeply but without bulging their diaphragms. Any step that requires good balance is going to benefit from good and consistent breathing. In the next segment, we will be looking at the insights given by Shri Umesh Shetty. Shri Umesh Shetty, one of the directors of Temple of Fine Arts, artistic director of TFA Inner Space Dance, and a lecturer at Aswara, Malaysia, is well trained in Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Kathakali, folk dance, and contemporary dance. He has a graduate degree in performing arts from Western Australian Academy of Arts and a master's degree in performing arts from Middlesex University, London. He has been guided and inspired by both his guru, Swami Shantanand Saraswati, and his father, Sri Gopal Shetty. One of the pioneers of Indian classical dance in Malaysia, Sri Umesh Shetty shares his insights and feelings about breath and its importance in dance. His first response to breath in dance is breath is consistent and natural. Breathing is a natural process and part of daily living. When we go about our daily activities, we are not consciously thinking or rather forgetting to breathe. Same as in dance, the breath should be natural and not put on or become a struggle. Every dancer must be aware of his or her breath. On a superficial level, for a dancer, in order to perform an item, stamina can pose a problem. As such, the body needs to be trained in a particular way to be able to perform without strain. It becomes very difficult to watch a performer who is struggling to complete his performance when he is unprepared and not in practice. Daily practice or sadhana is a very important part of a dancer's life. The capacity of the lungs and the stamina of the dancer can be improved by incorporating other means of training into their routine, such as running or swimming. When doing such activities, the dancer should focus on his breath and make it consistent even when the workload is increased. This practice will in turn help the dancer to be in control of the breath and hence improve the dancer's stamina. He expounds that the body, mind, and spirit are connected in a dancer who sincerely performs, and this is further enhanced because of the breath. When these three are connected together, then the art form takes a different level of performance, which in turn becomes a scintillating experience for the audience. He explains to achieve this, it takes sadhana, where the practice is to find connection between the mind, the body, and the emotion. Once we can control the breath, it can be used to breathe into the movements. This type of practice leads to a complete kind of movement that people term as fluid or graceful or full of energy. The moment that the body is capable of doing what is required, the mind and emotion can come into sync with the body and the breath. That moment where all three come into sync is what every dancer searches for in practice. He says there are levels in achieving this. Getting your body to breathe naturally, calmly is the first step. After this, one has to be mentally and emotionally involved in the movement itself. On top of this is to be aware of the breath and how much breath is used for a movement and where the breath has to be used to specifically attack a movement or make it flowy. The dancer is required to execute the dance according to the choreography. Where the choreographer wants a sharp movement, the dancer needs to understand what the intention of the movement is and the required energy and the breath to execute it. In a dancer who is unaware of his or her body, the breath will be inhibited, leading to a lack of calmness and limited execution of movements. He finally says that a performance reaches its full potential when one is centered. One of the many fundamentals of attaining this centeredness is the dancer's awareness and control of breath.